I hear skeletons spawning. It's probably because it's nighttime. What's up, Agents? Zero here, and welcome back to another episode of the Survival Series. Now, before we get started with this episode, I have a question that I want to ask you guys, and as soon as I ask this question, there's going to be a poll that's going to appear in the top right corner of the screen, and I want you guys to cast your vote. Do you guys mind if I go ahead and make this particular series full-on half-hour episodes, or do you want me to try to constrain myself to 20 minutes like I'm normally trying to do? Now, if you guys aren't interested in my reasoning, you can skip ahead to the timestamp that I'm going to have on the screen right about now, so you can get into the actual episode itself. But those of you who are interested in hearing my reasoning for this question, here's the thing. So, school has started up for most of you, and if you haven't started school up yet, then chances are you should be starting school relatively soon. As for me, I'm already done with college, so I don't have school right now. But anyway, because of that, I know some of you probably are going to have a little less time to actually watch YouTube with like homework and school and stuff like that, and if I can cut down on the amount of time that you guys are spending watching my channel for this particular series in particular, that came out weird, then I want to know that so that I can try to constrain myself down to 20 minutes, because that's what I usually try to get to, but there are times where sometimes I get a little bit carried away, and I think like, oh, I can do like another 5 or 10 minutes on this, and I want to stop doing that. But if you guys are interested in me just making it full-on half-hour episodes to begin with, well, that's the whole reason why I'm asking, and I'm going to do my absolute best to make this particular episode 20 minutes. So I'll have your answers by the time next Wednesday's episode comes on. I know I do this 2 times a week, once on Wednesdays, once on Saturdays. Saturdays really doesn't matter because you guys are most likely home from school. Anyway, I do have a plan that I want to get done in this episode, and for those of you who decide to skip, welcome back. So here's what I have in my inventory. I've got myself redstone dust, redstone torches, redstone repeaters, and then some grass blocks, dirt blocks, and smooth stone. So here's what I want to try to get done in this episode. I'm going to be obviously doing some redstone work. It's not going to be anything too complicated, even though some of you guys might know that I do make some pretty complicated stuff, hence my 7-segment display. Which, by the way, I updated the description of that particular video since MCPDL did not accept it. I just went and put the download link directly into the description. Anyway, here's what I want to do in this episode as far as redstone is concerned. I have myself some redstone lamps down inside of the skeleton spawner, and there's actually 2 reasons why I wanted to go ahead and take care of the spawner and tape the blocks out. Number 1, so that no skeletons spawn while I'm working on the redstone. And number 2, what I want to eventually do is put a pathway on top of it. If I were to do a pathway the way it was originally, then the pathway being transparent blocks will let light through and cause the skeletons not to spawn. So I was going to take the dirt blocks, put a layer of dirt blocks down, then put down a second layer, this time out of grass blocks, so I can actually put path blocks down and the skeletons will still spawn. And eventually what I want to do is I want to make this hole right here my pathway into the spawner area itself, because right now I have to come down into here and come down here. And the reason why this is technically problematic is that, like, say it's nighttime and I come out, or sometimes like during the day after it's already been nighttime, there's going to be like maybe a zombie or 2 right outside here that I have to take care of before I fully come out, and that's no fun. And if it's nighttime, well, there's obvious reasons why I don't want to be out here during the nighttime. So I want to eventually have a pathway with, like the pathway that I've been doing all the way over there, just like that. But I'm going to be making the pathway in between episodes because that's a bit of a boring process. But as far as this is concerned, I want to make it so that if I come down here, this is where I come to stand whenever I'm waiting for skeletons to spawn, so that I don't actually have to go all the way to the surface. And I already have a lever set up right here, and I have a redstone torch on the back of it. So let me go ahead and show you guys that I did in fact get it in the right spot. So if I go ahead and flick this lever, if I go ahead and come up, the redstone torch is now off because that's basic redstone mechanics. So I want to make it so that I can manually turn the skeleton spawner off. And I think redstone lamps is the easiest way that I can actually go ahead and do that. And these redstone lamps are actually perfectly in line with the actual spawner itself. So they're the same height. And they're also centered with the spawner, which I feel like doing that is going to make it a little bit easier. Also, you guys probably didn't know, and you guys probably also don't need to know, but I went ahead and put a slab on top of the spawner just to help keep skeletons from spawning on top of there. I don't really know if that's been happening, but that's going to actually help out a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out my stone and my redstone torches, and I'm going to run a redstone torch tower all the way up to the top. And this is going to end up controlling the redstone lamps. So I do believe if I come up to right about here, yeah, I am right where I want to be. Okay, so if I go ahead and put a redstone torch down right here, and for right now I'm just going to leave that torch here. But what I do want to do, I went ahead and dug out a little bit of a tunnel so I could get back here so I could run the redstone. And it does go all the way around. And this was actually a bit of an annoying pathway to set up, because the first time I did this, I went one block out too far, and then also I had sand coming down and pouring water in, so I had to take care of that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead, actually, you know what, let's go ahead and pull out our repeaters and our redstone dust. So I'm going to put down a block right here with a repeater back here. I'm just going to run redstone dust along like this. I want to make sure I get this to the right length. So this is one. Hold on a moment, guys. Give me a moment while I count this up, because I want to make sure that this is the right length, because for those of you who understand redstone, which I know there are some of you who don't, even though I'm technically a redstone person, redstone will go out 15 blocks before you need to restart the signal with the repeater. So I need to make sure this is at least long enough. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we should be fine there. So I put a block right here, and I put a repeater like this, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and another lamp right here. I hear skeletons spawning. It's probably because it's nighttime. Yeah, it's nighttime. I should have suspected. And there's also an enderman right there. I don't want to go ahead and look at them. That would not be good. Yeah, that's why the skeletons are spawning, because it's nighttime. I was hoping I could at least have the redstone lamps wired up before nighttime, but apparently not. I guess I spent too much time talking about reducing the length of my videos. So I do want to go ahead and go to sleep to make this a little bit easier on myself, and I'm not going to take care of the skeletons until after the video is done, because I don't feel like it's necessary to take care of the skeletons on camera, because you guys already know how that skeleton's grinder actually works, or at least you should by now. If you don't, okay, there's a little bit of a block update bug, which has happened a few times. Something I do want to go ahead and mention that I was going to mention at the start of the episode, but I got carried away, is that I found out by looking up online that's actually possible to make a potion of weakness without nether wart, because after my nether trip, my nether fortress trip, unfortunately I did not get any nether wart. So I went ahead and cured the zombie villager inside the house, and so now he is in fact a librarian again. Unfortunately, well, I did not actually end up getting the mending villager, and either that or whenever you de-zombify, if that's even a word, a villager, it has a tendency to change what it trades. I'm not entirely sure which of the two it is, but you know what, I don't really care. I cured the zombie villager. I can make potions of weakness without the necessity of nether wart, which is actually kind of nice. So let's go ahead and finish off the remainder of the redstone line. And so I'm just going to go ahead and put the redstone like that. I'm going to put a block down here, and then actually, no one, let me pick this block up really quick, and then I'm going to put a repeater down right here. And if I go ahead, place the block down like this, put block up like this, that will at least lead to the redstone lamp. I'm trying to cover this up, one, to hide the redstone lamp, and two, because I think I've had this out a little bit far enough for as long as I could. I don't know if that made sense. It probably didn't. So now this means if I go ahead and go down here, I am going to cover up the redstone. So if I go ahead and flick this on, I come up to the top, I should see that the redstone lamps have in fact turned on. And they have, so I did the redstone correctly. Not expecting it to rain this episode. I feel like I have to actually yell in order for you guys to hear me. Okay, so I'm going to cover up this torch tower. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put down a couple of regular torches in here, just like this, and then I'll go ahead and take out the smooth stone and cover this up so that I don't have to see it. There we go, and because it's lit up, nothing should spawn in there. So now I can turn on and off the skeleton spawner whenever I want. Now the next step I need to go ahead and take, hold on a moment, I'm going to turn the rain down off for right now because this is going to be so annoying to talk over. So I need to go down to audio, go ahead and turn this down. And my controller is so slow to turn this down, but you know, it's what I've got. So if I just leave it at that. Alright. It's nowhere near as loud now, so it's a lot better than it was. And the redstone lamps are in fact on, which means no skeleton should spawn anyway. So now I want to go ahead and let's put up our redstone, put up our smooth stone. Let's get out our dirt and our grass. So here's what I'm going to do, and I've already mentioned that this is how I'm going to end up doing it, and I did not want to place down 2 blocks like this. It's a little bit of block lag. I don't understand why it happens in the first place. Sometimes I press my right shoulder button once, and it thinks I press it twice, like that. Just a bug within Pocket Edition itself. It's lag more than anything. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be placing down the dirt blocks like this, and then place down grass blocks down just like this to cover it up, and eventually I am going to have path blocks on top of it, because I did mention that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm going to take care of the path off camera, because you guys don't need to see that whole process. And I probably should edit out this part too, because this is going to take a little bit of time and you guys probably don't want to see me actually do this. So I'm going to fill this in. Actually, what time is it? It's actually midday, so I should be fine for a while. Yeah, I'm going to take care of this off camera, and I'll be right back. This is going to take some time. Okay, so I'm putting in the last few grass blocks that took a lot longer than I thought. I thought that would take like maybe a minute or two, and it only took like 4 minutes actually. It may seem a bit weird, but yeah, that's what happened. So now that this is fully covered up, and there's another one of the lag spikes again, causing me to place more than one block. So now that this is done, I'm just trying to cover up a little extra space, although I don't necessarily know why I need to do this, because it's fairly well covered up at this point. I guess I'm just trying to make sure that it's covered up enough, and I want to try and make sure this at least looks somewhat decent. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go home, I'm going to go to sleep, because if I were to go down there right now, I would not be able to tell whatsoever whether or not skeletons are actually spawning down there, because the rain is just loud enough that I wouldn't be able to hear anything else. At least, I mean, I did at least turn the volume down, which I wasn't expecting the rain to begin with. And again, I did do a lot of prep work in between episodes in order to set the redstone up. So it only makes sense that a rain eventually happened. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go... Actually, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and pull out some stone equipment, because whenever I'm down there, I always make sure that I have stone swords to take care of the skeletons, because then that way I'm not wasting my good diamond sword. I literally saw, yeah, I saw this spider as I was heading inside, and I want, or at least back inside, I want to take this guy out. There we go. So now I want to go ahead and see if this did in fact do what I think it did. I'm just going to go down underneath and just be quiet for a few seconds, listen to see if anything's actually spawning. Then again, it's probably a good idea to take care of these skeletons down on bottom first, because I'm probably going to hear them. So if we go ahead and go down in here and just take a listen. I mean, I can hear the water. So far, I'm not hearing anything splashing down into the water below. So if I go ahead and flick this lever back up, should start spawning. Oh, they are spawning now. Okay. So that's at least good to know. So if I go ahead and turn this back on. So far, I'm not hearing anything spawning again. Alright, so it is in fact working from what I'm hearing. Then again, it's probably hard for you guys to hear because I forgot to turn my game sounds back up, but I could definitely hear it. You know what, while I'm down here, let's go ahead and take care of these skeletons and maybe in the process repair my Silk Touch pickaxe. If I can move this over one more block, there we go. I think I'm having a little bit of lag because of these guys. Yeah, I'm having a lot of lag because of these guys. Well, if I just take these out with my pickaxe, is that a thing? Oh, I just realized I need to press my button first before I can do that. So this is going to, for those of you who are not familiar with this thing, this is going to reduce their health down enough where I can kill them in one shot. Now that there's not a lot of lag, I should be okay to go ahead and just use my sword to kill them. Now I know that this thing is actually working the way I want it to. And can I at least get my pickaxe fully repaired before I end this recording? Because admittedly I've gone 25 minutes into the recording, which I said I wasn't going to do, but I am going to be editing a little bit out. So I do want to go ahead and have a little extra time on my timer to accommodate for that. And my pickaxe is now fully repaired. I'm so glad I decided to get mending on this thing. But you know, with that out of the way, I think this is a good place to go ahead and end off this video. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure that like button. One more than make sure that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCPU0 to stay updated. This has been Juice Stews. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, make sure to leave your vote in the top right corner of the screen. I'm not going to be able to pull out a second time. Just click on the little card in the top right of your screen. And make sure to cast your vote. I'll have the results by the time next Wednesday's episode comes out. But yeah, with that, I will see you guys later.